This is one of the largest displacement in Pakistani history. I think after the partition and the creation of Pakistan in 1947, this is the largest. We have a terrain that's very difficult. We have a terrain, an area where we need to intervene and provide humanitarian assistance, which is very dangerous. So it is very important that humanitarian actors are allowed and given access, safe access, so they can provide assistance to these communities in distress. Church World Service has extensive experience in that region. We are over 60 years old with strong relationship with partners, local organizations, local groups, local government and the federal government, and also a very large number of staff, experienced staff who's worked in this region. The office in NWFP has been operational for 30 years and providing emergency assistance, programs for refugee care and other development initiatives in that region. So we have the knowledge, the know-how and the capacity to respond to this very large and very complex disaster. This part of Pakistan is quite conservative. In normal circumstances also has a lot of restrictions on mobility and also access for women to basic rights. And as they move to a camp, a displaced camp or a community, I think restrictions on them increase. Their marginalization within the family structure increases. They are the last one in normal circumstances, the last one to get food in the house. It goes to the male and then the children and then in the end the women. So and as food rations decrease, they run out of their assets, so she gets less and less of food. She has to go further to collect water or firewood, or if they have some kind of livestock with them, to that. So her protection issues are increased. The violence against women it goes up. So I think it becomes very, very difficult. CWS has warehouses where we pre-position relief materials. So immediately we moved from our Mansehra office, which is in the NWFP province, shelter kits and food kits. And within the first 36 hours, they were our teams, these materials, our partner staff were in the area, affected areas, both in Sawabi and Mardan, and they started distribution. In the initial phases, we are now hoping to provide close to 1,000 food packages and similar number of shelter kits to these people. We have been we've been providing healthcare to many areas in NWFP after the earthquake, and we've been doing similar programs with the Afghan refugees in that province. So we have the capacity and the staffing and the expertise to immediately provide healthcare, and that's what we have planning to do in many of the affected areas, where our teams will provide them basic healthcare. Humanitarian aid and contributions are not really moving as fast as the crisis is moving or expanding. If you go by the media reports from Pakistan or the international media, they're saying that most probably there will be more fronts and there will be more military action in neighboring. So I think aid agencies and other players are hoping that that's not true, because it will triple the numbers. Summer is going to be very, very tough. It's almost there. Water and sanitation situation, if not addressed, will be causing epidemics and a second wave of disasters and casualties. God forbid if this not only it expands in number, but in terms of months, then winter is very, very harsh, just like the summer in that region. So, and how do we gear up? How do we scale up? How do we make sure there are enough resources and support available for us to make sure that that we can provide the basic needs to these people?